In a quiet town in Afghanistan, a young girl named Mariam was told by her mother, "Learn to endure, Mariam. That's how a woman lives." These words followed her like a shadow, their true meaning a mystery until life forced her to understand. Have you ever been told something that only made sense years later? When Mariam was just a teenager, her world was turned upside down. Following her mother's tragic death, she was sent to Kabul and married off to Rashid, a man much older, a man she didn't know. Her voice became small, her choices almost non-existent. She was trapped in a life she hadn't chosen, a world where her dreams were not allowed to grow. Years went by, filled with a quiet, persistent loneliness. Then, a new person entered her life, young, vibrant, and full of dreams. Laila was a stark contrast to Mariam, but war had been cruel to her too, taking her family and her future. Desperate and alone, she also became Rashid's wife. At first, Mariam saw Laila as an intruder, another storm in her already turbulent life. She felt a sting of jealousy, a fear that what little she had would be taken away. It's a natural human reaction, isn't it? To guard the small patch of ground we call our own. But in that shared house, under the thumb of the same harsh man, something unexpected began to blossom. Slowly, like a flower pushing through concrete, a connection formed. They started sharing small moments, then stories, and eventually their deepest fears and hopes. Laila would talk about her childhood, her love for learning, and her dream of becoming a teacher. And in listening, Mariam found a warmth she hadn't felt in years. A bond, stronger than sisterhood, began to tie their hearts together. They were no longer just two women in the same house, they were a team. One evening, while preparing a simple meal, Layla's voice was filled with a quiet longing. "Mariam," she said, "I wish I could go back to school. I want to help rebuild our country one day." Mariam looked at this bright young woman, her heart aching with both sadness and a fierce sense of hope. She smiled, a rare, genuine smile, and replied, "You will, my dear, you must, because education and kindness, they make people stronger than war ever could." Their life was a constant struggle. Rashid's temper was a storm they had to weather daily, and the world outside their door was a landscape of fear and uncertainty. But within their small home, they found a sanctuary. They found strength not in possessions or distractions, but in each other. They shared cups of tea that tasted like solace, helped each other with chores that felt less like burdens, and together they cared for Layla's children, pouring all their love into these little lives. They didn't have phones or social media to escape into. Their connection was real, tangible, built moment by moment, conversation by conversation. It was the kind of connection that truly heals the soul. But peace is a fragile thing. One day, the tension in the house snapped. Rashid's cruelty reached a terrifying peak, and in that moment of crisis, Mariam made a choice. It was a decision born of fierce protective love, a choice to save Layla and her children, no matter the cost to herself. In that ultimate act of sacrifice, Mariam finally understood her mother's words. To endure wasn't about passive suffering. It was about facing life's brutal realities with immense strength, unwavering love, and profound courage. It was about standing up for what truly matters. Years passed. A fragile peace settled over Kabul. And Laila, true to her dream and to Mariam's memory, became a teacher. In her classroom, she taught children who had only ever known the echoes of conflict. She taught them to read, to write, and to hope. And on the wall, she hung a small photograph of Mariam. Whenever a student would ask, Laila would smile and say, "She taught me the most important lesson of all, that love and sacrifice are the most powerful forces in the world." Laila's life was simple, but it was rich. She embraced technology, but she knew its place. She would often turn off her phone during dinner, choosing instead the sound of her children's laughter, the warmth of their stories. Every evening, as she watched the sun set, painting the sky with brilliant colors, she remembered Mariam. She saw her in the golden light that once filled their small kitchen, a light that bore witness to their shared secrets, their enduring friendship, and a love that could never be broken. Mariam's story is a powerful reminder for all of us. True strength isn't found on a screen or in a life of ease. It's forged in compassion, cultivated through patience, and discovered in gratitude. It teaches us to cherish our families, to respect our elders, and to lend a hand to those in need. In a world obsessed with virtual connections, let's not forget that it's real-world love, kindness, and courage that truly connect us, that help our hearts grow, and that give our lives meaning. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. If this story touched your heart, please give this video a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more content that explores the depths of the human spirit. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Until next time, take care.